most of us here know what the ICQC is. It's meant to be a non-profit international organization of world experts in carbohydrate nutrition, created in 2013 in Stresa, in response to scientific, governmental, and public needs to have more clarity on the science around dietary carbohydrate quality and health. As you know, there has been a lot of confusion in the scientific world and in the public as well about carbohydrates. And some more studies were published recently in the Lancet. I think some of us will discuss it later. Our mission is to support, summarize, and disseminate the science around dietary carbohydrate quality and health by investigating the scientific gaps, creating new collaboration, encouraging scientific dialogue, and harmonizing the carbohydrate discussions within and between academia, industry, and governmental bodies. And we try to meet every 2 years. We managed this year again to meet. And we are right now 24 members from 11 countries. And these are the names of the members. The chairs are Dr. David Jenkins and Dr. Walter Willett. We did quite a bit of work since 2013 when we started. And we wrote and published a consensus statement on the glycemic index, glycemic load, and glycemic response. And this was published in Nutrition, Metabolism, and Cardiovascular Disease. We also wrote and published a position letter on glycemic index labeling. This was published in the British Journal of Nutrition. And also a letter to Bray and colleagues on the lack of efficacy of low GI diets on weight loss and maintenance, where practically they were saying that any diet they're all the same, but we noticed that there is a difference. And a letter in response to Maiten and colleagues on the reliability of GI values of foods, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Other activities that we did were responses to calls to Health Canada on postprandial glycemia, UK Scientific Advisory Committee on Nutrition, and to Diabetes UK. There is also a manuscript, two actually now, in the pipes by Dr. Livia and of course all of us together, which is on the high glycemic index and low diets and the risk of type 2 diabetes, a systematic review and meta-analysis. Geoff will tell us more about it later. We'll go into our meeting background. There is scientific evidence showing that whole grains and low GI carbohydrate foods are beneficial to health, but it is a bit difficult to implement dietary strategies that include them because of a lack of standard definition, for example, or a lack of legislation on whole grains and food labeling that includes a carbohydrate quality indicator. So this will be the main issues discussed this two-day meeting. To address these issues, the ICQC, together with NFI and Toronto 3D, organized this meeting, and so that's the focus of the meeting. Of course, you already know that the program, so these are just highlights of the program: whole grains, definition, health effects, guidelines and regulation, viable ideas for a carbohydrate quality indicator in the European Union, and updates on GI studies, health effects of fermented carbohydrates, sugar issues, and forgot the most important. Dr. Jenkins, the nuts and legumes, I almost forgot, but those are also important topics that will be discussed for the prevention and treatment of disease. The outcome of the meeting, we hope, it will be a drafting of a scientific consensus paper on whole grains, and also a paper proposing viable ideas for a carbohydrate quality indicator in the European Union. These documents can be utilized, of course, by scientific experts, but also industry, health agencies, and governmental bodies, and ultimately will serve also to increase awareness on healthy carbohydrate choices among the public, so we hope. We started to work on a website, and this is what we have right now. Of course, you can check it out on internet. It's a work in process, so it's just preliminary. We will continue this work, and I just want to thank you, and let's start our work with some good food, but later, that will come later. and outside in the garden. Thank you very much. And